about what is our district vision for each classroom for technology. I've been here about 2.5 years now. When I first started, I went around and polled a lot of teachers, had some administrators put some input in, and we actually formed a committee that went around and kind of decided what would we like a classroom to look like for the 21st century. And there's all kinds of different pieces that different people came back with, but the one thing that was a recurring theme that was the building block for everything else to come was a multimedia projection system in each classroom. So, being that we have this presentation in this room, I'm pretty sure actually this room was funded by the PCA, wasn't it? No? This room is a perfect example of what we're talking about. When we start thinking about, okay, the building block is a multimedia projection system. What is a multimedia projection system? We're going to catch up to that on the next slide. I'm going to go through the individual parts of what it is. But we also wanted to think about how can we drive down costs and be equitable about who gets these things, and all those kind of things are factors for how to roll these things out. So, as I was saying earlier, what we found is we needed the projection system to add anything down the road to it. Teachers might want to show DVDs, VHS, online clips, smart technologies, those kind of things, all built on top of a projection system. One of the other products that you're going to see in action later is these guys called a smart airliner. I'm going to show you what it looks like here. What this does is it gives the teacher the freedom to move around the room like I am with this clicker, except that they can actually write things on here and manipulate things. It's very helpful in a lot of different lessons. And you're going to get to see one demonstration in a little bit. Now, when I first started on this goal of getting these things in every classroom, what we have right now is a situation where it's shared technology. A lot of things go wrong with shared technology. For instance, there's cards here in the middle school that are shared, and they're signed out basically through the library, and things can go wrong when teachers share cards because you're moving it from one room to the next. Maybe cables become dislodged, that kind of thing. So in a shared environment, not only doesn't the teacher have access to it 100% of the time, but it doesn't always work as well as we'd like it to because it's getting moved between places. And one of the biggest themes to see technology be successful in classrooms is that it's always accessible for the teacher. If they have one of these systems in their room, now they can practice with it before school, after school. There's no components they have to worry about other than just turn the thing on and go. We don't have to worry about tripping hazards for the kids or any of that kind of stuff. So right now, we have 7 of these guys deployed in the middle school. We have approximately 35 classrooms, so we only have 20% of the rooms with these things equipped. You have 5 projection carts that are signed up for on a daily basis. So what are these things? So this is what you're looking at here. We can buy the projector, we get it mounted up in the ceiling, out of the way, so it's not any kind of a tripping hazard or anything like that for the kids. It's connected permanently back to the teacher computer, so they don't have to worry about anything other than taking a remote, turning the thing on. And we put speakers into the system with a little bit of an amplification so that whatever they're showing that might have an audio content is loud enough for the entire classroom to hear. We also go with these larger screens because in a room like this, we want the kids to be able to see they're all the way in the back of the room. When you get with the smaller screens, sometimes kids in the back don't see it as much. You may have heard of things such as smart boards. The problem with them are they're pretty expensive and they replace the screen. The biggest ones are only 71 inches. When you're all the way back there, 71 inches is not very big. But we kind of outsmart the system in that we buy these little airliners. They give you all the same ability that you have with a smart board, but you get to use a big screen. I was talking about considerations for deployment. What we've done is we teamed up with our maintenance department to drive down the cost as much as we could. When I arrived, the district had a vendor installing these systems. They were $5,000 a system. What we do now is we buy the parts ourselves, and the maintenance guys are really good at what they do, and they take the parts and install them. We drove their cost down depending on the room and whether we need electric or a breaker, that kind of stuff. Our average is about $2,200 a room, so we drove it down 50%. Plus, since we installed it ourselves, we know how to maintain it ourselves. Does anybody have any questions about the projectors, how we install them, where we buy them, that kind of stuff? If not, I'm going to let you see lesson plans in action.
Mm-hmm.
Nope? Okay.
Okay. I actually got your gift last year. No, was it last year or the year before? One of the first ones that was installed in the room across the hall. This is my second year using it. I love it. I absolutely love it. I use it just about every day. What it's done for my classroom is making it real. I love the video. Right now we're reading a book called Tangerine, the video, just a picture, the one from Flipper. Sure. Okay. Tangerine is this great novel. Kids love it. And one of the things in the book is a family moving from Texas to a gated community. Well, kids have no idea what a gated community is and McMansions. Well, Terry Spanier's husband was able to take this picture last year, and he thought of us. So we've gone back and we've referred to this. We said, oh, could this be like Lake Windsor Downs in Florida? And the kids were actually awestruck. They thought, wow, the houses are big, blah, 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 blah. And when a kid came back again today after reading it and said, so what is it that you mean by a gated community? I was able to instantly call that back up. And it made sense. It made the book real for the kid and for the rest of the class. And so we adapted that to our program. That's just one of the ways I use it. I have a great, when we do literary elements, I have another clip. This clip, YouTube. I do a lot with YouTube, TeacherTube, with this LCD projector. I do a tremendous amount with writing with the LCD projector. When we do writing, we analyze the prompts. I do that in color. I save it for each class. I just copy the documents, all of their planning. We just turn around and do it. It just makes it so much better. The part that I like about it and I don't like about it, isn't it ironic? It's they understand irony after this video. My partner does not have the LCD projector, and Terry and I work very closely together. So in a lot of ways, my students are at an advantage because they get the videos, they get the direct writing. I've actually typed kids' pieces of writing in with their permission. We've done the editing together. We've done the revising to strengthen it. We've done all of this stuff, and she does not have that. Like when we did this novel, she had to show everything in one day. Just getting the cart into her room, getting it set up, was a big ordeal. So it's, and this system is amazing. And I guess my selling piece, I'm old. I've been here forever, and it's easy to use, and it's non-threatening.